And let's let, oh, Barbara,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love this.
Barbara joined.
Yay. Hello, Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
Hmm.
Hi.
Okay, let's just start out with a quick warm up. We're going to start with just move your hands up, right? Kind of just letting them lift and fall with the gravity. No extra pressure. No, just let it drop. Kind of like really, you should be feeling a bit of a like rush of blood to your fingertips. And drop. Just starting to warm up the body. That's it. From here, we're going to increase the range of motion. We're going to go to full arm circles, right? So full arm circles, bringing it all the way forward, really full range of motion as much as we can. If we want, we can even smile. That makes it more fun. We kind of pretend that we're having fun. And backwards, bringing it back.
Someone's joining. Molly.
Yay! Hi, Molly. And bringing it back. Slowly, slowly, we're going to decrease the range of motion, decrease the speed. Breathing slowly. Inhale, exhale. Bringing it to really small shoulder circles. We're still going backwards. Bringing it to really small shoulder circles. And from here, we're going to do those really small shoulder circles, bringing them forward. Breathing. Breathing is an important part of this. And release those shoulders, kind of just wiggle them out. Shake it out. There you go. From here, we're going to warm up the upper chest and upper back just by rolling and bringing it forward. This is actually an excellent exercise. A lot of people tend to hold tension in their upper back. This is an excellent exercise to bring your shoulders up, bring them forward, and roll them down. And again, up just the shoulder, bring them forward and roll it down. What I'm doing is really just rolling my shoulders. When I bring them forward, I'm trying to bring my shoulders closer into one another. So I'm bringing them up, really trying to bring them in and down. So it's a circle in and down. When I bring them forward, really feel that stretch in the upper back and down. And we're going to be going backwards now for 5. Up, back, and down. Again, this is the same thing, but in the opposite direction. So I'm going to be opening up my chest in this one. Up, bring the shoulders back and down. Up, back, and down. 2 more here. Excellent. And marching in the spot. We're going to bring up the heart rate a little bit before bringing it back down. And just marching in spot. I hope there's other people joining us here, but I love that you're here with me, Hannah. This is super fun. And from here, what I'm going to be doing is bringing my hands behind my head, still high knees, kind of just jogging in place. I'm going to be bringing my knee to the opposite elbow. So it's going to look like that. Up, up. Exhale as I crunch in. Inhale as I bring that foot down. Exhale, exhale, exhale. That's it. 5 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And kind of just wiggle it out. Warming up the hips. Bring hips back and forward. Full circle. Really pushing my hips back. The more, it's really great to give blood flow to this whole, we call it actually, like, there are places that call it the powerhouse, just because there's so much going on in the pelvic floor area. It's really the area that holds, that like meets our upper body with our lower body. And so it's really got a lot of, right, like a lot of people struggle with lower back pain. That's kind of where we kind of hold quite a bit of stress, and opposite direction. And coming to a standing position. Big deep breath here. Hands up overhead. Full body stretch. Big deep inhale. Belly's a balloon. Fill it up. And on the exhale, bring those hands down. Let the balloon deflate. Our ribs should be coming in towards one another. And from here, we're going to be moving on to some stability, because stability is always good. I'm going to start by putting my hands out in front of me. And I'm going to be slowly, we're going to start with my toes are still on the floor, kind of leaning the arch of my foot into my ankle. My toes are still on the floor. When I'm ready, I see Hannah's ready. I'm going to slide my foot right up to my knee and hang out right here for a second. What helps is very often to choose an anchor point for my eyes. So if I just steer at one spot and slowly release that foot down, when I just steer at one spot, it can kind of imagine a rod. Let's go to the other side and we'll give some more tips. First, starting with the toes on the floor, hands out to the side, slowly lifting up to the knee. And again, I'm going to choose that anchor point, which is kind of going to be directly in front of my nose. And I'm going to imagine a rod coming from my nose onto that anchor point. Really, I'm creating like an L shape, right? Like in front of me and down. And staying right here, breathing into it. If you feel a little bit unstable, you can lean onto that stable leg. That leg is stable. We can depend on it. Yes, and slowly release it down. I love that. Well done. From here, we're going to do one more stability exercise. Yeah, I'm going to imagine that I have, hang on, I'm going to show you on the floor. I'm going to imagine that I have 5 spots on the floor. So let's do 4, kind of like a clock, right? So we have 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. Okay, so I'm going to be tapping with my foot on 12, 3, 6, and 9, and back. Now I'm just going to kind of shout out numbers. And with those numbers, we're going to work accordingly. So I might say 12, 9. I might say 6, 3. But we're going to be working with those directions on the clock. Leaning onto that foot. Let's take a deep breath. Just be right here for a second. And we're going to be leaning onto the left foot, starting with the left foot. And I'm going to be starting. We're going to start with 12, 3, 6, 9, 3, 12, 6, 9, 12, 6, 9. 2 more. 3, 9. And wiggle out that opposite ankle. Well done. Stability is just one of those things that like kind of decreases with age, and it's just so important to keep up with it, especially with winter coming. I highly, highly recommend people do these drills. They really, really kind of wake up those sensors in our ankle. All right. Even though the sensors in our ankle, I'm going to be reminding you, exist here, okay? Let's be honest. We all know where they are, but we're just saying scientifically, we can kind of wake up those little transmitters and goodies in the ankle. Okay, let's go to the opposite leg. Remember, 12, 3, 6, 9. I'm working counterclockwise here, right? 12, 3, 6, 9. Excellent. From here, I'm going to start shouting out numbers. 12, 9, 6, 3, 9, 6, 12, 3, 9, 3, 12, 6, 9, 3. And release that ankle. Well done. I don't know, that drill kind of reminded me of Twister. You know, when we were younger, that game where you have to kind of like put right hand on red,
Right.
blue, left hand on blue, and like you're kind of like that. That's kind of what it reminded me of. Excellent. Let's move on down to the floor. Was it just me that it reminded me of?
Yeah, no, I've never played Twister, but I've seen it in movies.
So that's kind of what it reminded me of. Let's come on down to the floor, starting on our backs. Excellent. Starting on our backs, we're just going to do a couple of pelvic rolls, meaning I'm going to be, there's an arch in my back, right? Right here, I have an arch. What I'm going to be doing is flattening the arch and releasing it. So all I'm doing is really just rolling my hips back and forward and rolling them back. I'm trying as little as possible not to move my legs. So really that movement is coming from a place much more internal. It's coming from the pelvic floor area, which is, if I look at my thighs while I do this, I should just see a minor contraction happening, but I don't want to see this, right? I don't want to see like a lot of movement. I just want to see that flattening of the back, right? My back is flat and I'm releasing. And my back is flat and I'm releasing that. Inhale on the back, flat back. Exhale on the release. Inhale and release. And inhale and one more here and release. From here, the next time we roll our backs flat against the floor, 1 second, let's do like that. The moment we roll our back flat against the floor, we're going to start with lifting the hips up until the shoulder blades. If I get uncomfortable and I start feeling a pull in the back of my thighs, which can happen, you can bring your feet closer into your body like that. If you're the further away they are, the more challenging it'll be. The closer in they are, the more comfortable it might be for some. My hands are at a 45-degree angle from my body. And I'm going to start by tiptoeing, opposite tiptoeing on either toe. So it's going to look like this: up on right, up on left, keeping those hips high, leaning onto my shoulder blades, and left. And exhale as I lift my toes up. Inhale as my heel comes down. Sorry, my heel. And up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and down. And let's do 2 more each side. 2 and 1. And on the exhale, I'm going to slowly, really trying to open up the spaces between my vertebrae. So I'm rolling down slowly, slowly, slowly until my hips reach the floor. And the last thing I do is going to release that back. So I'm going to create that gap again. And let's do that one more time. Flat back, again, trying as little as possible to not move my thighs and my hips. It's really coming from that internal place. And I'm lifting up my hips slowly, slowly. And we're going to do that tippy toe thing again, up until my shoulder blades. Big, deep inhale. And on the exhale, up on right and down. Up on left and down. And 5. That's it. 4. Keeping the hips high. 3. Well done for whoever is here with me. I know there are some of you behind the black screen, and I'm cheering you on. Hannah and I are cheering you on, and we're proud. And one more each side. I see Hannah's cat came to visit and do some exercise with her. I love it. And slowly rolling down again, really opening up that space between the vertebrae. And last, finally releasing the back. From here, we're going to move on to some core work. I love that word, right? It's a good word. My hands are coming behind my head at the line of my ears. So my hands are interlaced to one another. My thumbs are pointing down, supporting my neck. So my head should feel heavy in my hands, whereas if I was to move my hands, my head would fall on the floor. It's that heavy. I'm not holding my neck. A lot of us have a tendency to kind of tense our necks up and just kind of hang out here in like mid-ear. No, I just want my hands interlaced. My head should feel heavy in my hands. Feet are at a 90-degree angle, 90-90, we would call this tabletop. And I'm going to be lifting up and coming back down. Again, on the lift, I'm looking to bring my chest up to the ceiling and I'm not crunching in towards my feet. Okay, so I'm going to be lifting up towards the ceiling. Exhale as I lift. Inhale as I lower down. Exhale as I lift. Inhale as I lower down. I'm looking more for this motion of lifting up as opposed to the range of motion, right? If this is all you can do is just lift your head slightly off of the floor, that's perfectly fine. I'm not looking for anything like majorly intense, right? Just my hands are interlaced, head is heavy, lifting the chest and chin up to the ceiling and release. I will do this for 5. Exhale as I lift. If you smile while you do it, it feels a lot better. Just saying. And let's do 3 more. Exhale. And 2. And 1. Bring those feet down. From here, I'm going to release my head. Hands are coming to a about 45-degree angle from my body. From here, I'm going to be tapping my toes forward and back, and tap and back, and tapping and back. My toes are in a strong point. To make it more challenging, obviously, again, not obviously, but I'm going to remind you, we're going to straighten the leg even more. Tap and farther. There you go. The further away you go, the more challenging it'll become. What really my goal here would be to be keeping my core engaged. So I'm not looking for my body to kind of roll forward with my feet. I'm keeping my back flat on the floor. And that's it. Exhale as you tap. And exhale. And we'll do this for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen those feet. Full body stretch. Hands up overhead. Big deep inhale and exhale. And we're going to be doing leg swings. So what that means is just one leg is going to be swinging up. Sorry, let's just readjust there. That's it. Perfect. So just my right leg, my left leg is bent, and my right leg is going to be swinging up and down. I'm coming up with a point and down with a flex. So up, I'm pointing. Down, I'm almost like sweeping the wall. Up and down, I'm sweeping. And lifting up and coming down with a strong flex. Strong point up, strong flex down. And 2 more here. And from here, that leg that is straight, I'm going to be crunching in towards the leg. So the leg is going to be coming in towards me and back. And in, again, that same grip on the head. So the head should feel heavy in the hands. And 4 here. 3, 2, 1. And release that leg. Release those hands. Big deep breath here. And we're going to switch sides. Again, I always say this, but this is like my thing. I would let you get away with the other side, but I do have a tendency not to let my trainees just go crooked. So it's out of the goodness of my heart that we're going to be doing the opposite side. Okay, and bending the opposite leg, we're just going to start with that straight leg. Up with a point, down with a flex. And up point, down flex. Up. And again, I'm reminding you to smile in case you forgot. That's something that our lips can do at the same time. Doesn't take a lot of extra effort. 2 more leg swings here. And 1 more. And we're going to move on to those crunches. So my knee comes in as my chest and head lift up. And exhale and back. Back. And back. Again, if you're feeling this heavy in your chest or in your head, lift as low as possible. Just barely even lift your head up off the ground. That's totally fine. 2, 1, and long arms, long legs. Let us roll over onto our sides. I can lean on my hand so it's comfortable for me. From here, this is one of my favorite exercises. I think just because I like the name of it, it's called clamshells. kind of like it's like clamshells. That's what it's like. And we're going to be closing and opening. Again, when I'm opening up my hips, so my toes are really the heels of my feet are towards one another. And when I'm closing, I'm bringing my knees together and opening. Again, one of the tips that I would really recommend here is not to let your body kind of roll with it, right? So if you need to stabilize your body, you can bring your hand forward, that upper hand, to just stabilize yourself, and just the hip is opening up. And 3 here, 3, 2, 1. From here, I'm going to be tapping in front of that lower foot and tapping behind. So I'm tapping in front and back and front and back. Well done, yes. Kind of creating like a rainbow. I feel very, I don't remember who it is. Is it George Pransky that uses a lot of metaphors?
Yes.
I learn from the teachers. I bring them into my exercise classes, but I definitely learn. Just like we're creating a rainbow. And 2 more here. 1 and 2. We're going to be coming up and be doing a side plank here. Now, side plank can be done in many forms. I'm going to show you the most advanced for right now form, which would look like this. Okay, this would be the most advanced. If it is challenging, you are more than welcome to bring that knee down, and we're going to be up here. Okay, one of the things that is important to me, and I'm going to point that out, is that my arm is directly under my shoulder. I don't want this, right? I want my arm directly underneath my shoulder, and then I'm lifting up. For whoever this is easy for, more than welcome to join both feet in together. If it's challenging, bring that lower foot down and staying right here for 10. You could think about happy things and it kind of feels really good, like you're strong and resilient. And that's it. We just got like, you just kind of hang out here and you realize how strong your body is and stuff. And kind of melt that down. Well done. Let's switch sides. Let us switch sides. Again, heel to heel. And I'm going to be opening and closing. And open. That's it. Again, trying as little as possible not to roll my body forward. When I reach the top of the open, like when I reach here, I can kind of hold here for kind of 1 second and really feel that my hips are getting, my glutes are getting, what's the word? Like stimulated, right? They're getting kind of woken up a little. And 2 more here. And 1. And we're going to be doing this front and back taps. In front, draw the rainbow and bring it all the way over. That's it. And remember, there's always a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So this is definitely fun because we're kind of like going into that pot of gold. It's all just happening in our heads. Let's be real. And let's go. And that's it. 3 more here. Drawing that beautiful rainbow, all the colors of the world, joining together as one. Oh, that came out so poetic. And 2, and 1 more. Awesome. And we're going to be getting up to that side plank. So again, my arm is going to be directly underneath my shoulder. If I would like to challenge myself, I can use both legs. If that's too challenging for right now where I am, I'm going to leave that lower leg straight and kind of get right up onto there. And over here, again, I'm going to remind you that our body is strong. When we smile, it's even funner. Or when I smile at you and tell you I'm proud of you for showing up today and I'm proud of you for working hard and using your body. And just imagine all the goodness of the oxygen that's flowing through your body right now, that your body is just like, oh, thank you so much. This is wonderful. I know it doesn't feel great, but this is actually wonderful. This feels great to be able to move. And 2, 1, let us roll down onto our hips, coming onto all fours. Last exercise before our cool down. It's the exercise of bird dog. I think I've done this with you before. I'm going to be lifting my right arm and left leg. So that's going to look like this, creating a straight line, well, almost straight, a little bit crooked, from the tips of my finger to the tips of my toes and bringing it back down and switching sides. Again, one of the things that I want to point out here, I don't want my head drooping. I want to keep my back straight, keeping this entire thing exercise aligned and keeping that there and down and 2 more each side. And really, when you reach out, I want you to reach out as far as possible. Imagine somebody's pulling your hands and pulling your toes. And back. Exhale as we lift. And back. 1 more each side. And back. And last one. And back. Bringing those hips back, bringing the arms forward. Child's pose, just resting here. Big deep breath. You made it to the end of the workout. You're strong. You're resilient. You have everything you need inside of you. We don't even need any equipment today. Bringing my hands to the side of my body, kind of like putting myself into a little ball. And coming over to a seated position. From here, we're going to do a nice little back twist. Right leg straight, left leg over the right. My right hand comes over my left knee. And again, I'm going to be pushing up with the left hand behind my back. I'm going to be straightening that elbow and creating a twist, looking back over the back shoulder. When I use my eyes to look over that, I can gain that a tiny bit extra range of motion, which will deepen the stretch. This is actually really incredible that I'm going to point out is that, and release, that when you look, it's not a question of activating the muscles, but when you really try to look, your body responds. And it responds accordingly. It's just about where we're looking. It's not about deepening the stretch. It's about looking and your body responds to where you look. And it works from what we see, our body responds, and not the opposite way around. Let's do that. Okay. I don't know if that was clear, but the point that I was trying to say, but it was kind of like a just thing that just popped into my head. All right, crossing over. If it went over the head, just let it go. Anyways, crossing the hand over, bringing the opposite hand behind the back, and looking over that back shoulder. Really lifting the back. This should feel a nice deep stretch in the glutes. And release. Bringing heel to heel. Slightly tilting the body forward. You can kind of rock from side to side. And legs out to the sides. Bringing both hands over to the right leg. Everyone to where they go. This is not a competition of who can reach their toes. If you can, that's great. If you can reach your ankle, that's great. If you can reach your knee, that's great. Wherever you reach, that's great. Hands forward. And rolling over onto the opposite side. And coming to a seated, either comfortable position, however's comfortable for you. On the inhale, hands come up overhead. And on the exhale, let your body just fall. Just let it fall. And again, inhale, hands come up overhead. Palm faces palm. Hands come down through the center. The edges of the lips kind of curve up into a beautiful smile. Thank you to my wonderful body that was able to do that. Thank you to my wonderful crowd that participated with us today. And I will see you all next week.
Thank you, Heavy.
Thank you. Katrina, were you with us?
Oh, yay.
Yay! Katrina, we're so happy to see you.
You're on the floor?
I'm on the floor.
I thought Barbara was smiling at me for ages until I realized it was a photograph.
She's still smiling at
She's
you,
still
don't
smiling.
worry.
Thank you, Barbara, for smiling at me the whole time.
But I wasn't laughing.
Okay. All right. Well done, everybody.
Yay!
Thank you. That
Thank
was
you all for coming.
Yeah. Thank you, Heavy. So I'll see everybody on Thursday. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Good night. Good day, wherever we are.
Bye.
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 Bye.